She knew she needed to leave, and yet she didn't, not at first, because it wasn't just about her, it was about a puppy. Small, dependable, and totally trusting. And in a situation where trust had already been broken in so many ways, that puppy became more than just a pet. She was comfort and consistency, something soft in a life that had become really hard. And leaving meant one question: what happens to her if I go? This is something people don't often talk about. We can often ask the question, well, why does somebody stay in a difficult or abusive relationship? And we tend to focus on the obvious things: fear, finance, children, and housing, practical things. But there's another layer that's just as powerful, and that's love. Not for the person they're leaving, but for the one thing that has made it bearable to stay. Through my work, I've seen just how real this is. So I helped set up a program where we used foster carers to care for pets for women when they were going into refuge. Because often, many times, refuge don't accept animals, unfortunately, don't accept pets throughout the UK. And so, because for many women the thought of leaving their dog behind is enough to keep them stuck, this scheme is so important. And there are a number of them now running across the country. There's a really good one in Cornwall and Devon, and I know the Dogs Trust do one as well. And there'll be details of those in the description that goes along with this video. So that puppy, she was her responsibility, her comfort, her constant. And when the time came, she made the decision to leave, but only because she knew her puppy would be safe too. And it was something to come back to when she was ready, when she had a new home, when she was safe, or when she was able to return home safely. That puppy would be waiting. The puppy was cared for in the foster placement until she found her feet again, and then they were reunited, safe together, beginning again. And this is the part that often gets missed. The dog wasn't just something she had to think about, it was the part of the reason she found the strength to go. Because often pets are in danger themselves in certain relationships. And sometimes, when it's hard to leave for yourself, you often find the courage to leave for something that you love. Dogs provide something that some people haven't felt in a long time: safety without conditions, connection without fear, and loyalty without unpredictability. And when somebody's been living in an environment where those things are missing, that bond becomes everything. It regulates, it steadies, and it reminds them what love is supposed to feel like. When we ask the question, why didn't she just leave? We're asking the wrong question. A better question is probably, what did she need in place to feel safe enough to leave? And sometimes that answer has full legs, soft eyes, and a quiet, unwavering presence. And it's that presence that walks beside her as she finally leaves and begins again. There are so many ways dogs teach us about safety, trust, and coming back to ourselves.